Hello, everyone, and welcome to the IMT virtual tour in Spatial. I'm really happy to guide you through this interactive 3D environment that brings our learning community together. Whether you're a student, a professor, or just a curious visitor, this space is designed to connect, explore, and inspire. So let's take a quick tour. Here we're in the main reception area. Notice how clean and modern the design is and how the space invites you to move around freely. Over here, there is a cozy corner for conversations and informal meetings. You might catch some students brainstorming their next project here. But first, before we start, let's head up the stairs for a quick overview. Here you can see the building map. It's labeled room as a different learning environment, interactive, collaborative, and ready to explore. We will visit all of them. But I would also like to show you a small detail that surprised me while moving around. Let's go here. And here you can see a mirror, which I found really fascinating. This place was created keeping in mind not only academic and scientific purposes, but also showing good practice of how a digital environment can feel more physical and humane by adding little cute details. And I really like it. Now let's go downstairs and start our tour. Okay, you can walk by clicking, as you can see on the floor, or using your keyboard arrows. Sometimes it's more convenient with the arrows, sometimes just click to go faster. And now you can see all these objects. If it's something that's glowing or spinning, that's a cue and that there's something to explore right there. Okay, first stop is at the micro teaching room. You click on the room and you wait to load. This is a fully equipped modern classroom designed for practice teaching sessions, uh, micro lectures, maybe, or even some hybrid learning experiments. It's a typical classroom with the desks and the board. You can even sit on the desk. It's super fun. It's a great place for students to rehearse teaching strategies as well in a more realistic setting. Let's go back to the reception. Okay. Next up is the collaborative space. Here, students can sit together, work in teams, and use the space like a digital co working lab, work on their projects and their assignments, share their thoughts. It's ideal for group projects, brainstorming, or just catching up on assignments with a friend. You can go back to the reception. Okay, and let's move on. Next is the lecture space. So now we enter the lecture hall. This room is impressive. It is beautifully designed, resembling a real world auditorium where seminars presentations and guest lectures come to life. You can choose a seat and sit back and enjoy an interesting presentation on a lecture by one of our professors. It's really modern, has some posters back here. It is pretty cool. Now we're back at the reception. Let's quickly move. We can also run, as you can see. And here are some of past previous terms projects. This area displays student-created VR projects from previous terms. It's always inspiring to see what creative minds have produced. There are lots of them. Its project showcases how virtual reality can transform education. Make sure you take a closer look. Later on, I'm going to show you one of my projects. You can click on any one of them. And here, this big bubble is the AETMA space. This is the Advanced Educational Technologies and Mobile Applications Lab. This is one of the most high-tech and futuristic spaces in the building, as you can see. It reflects the commitment to developing cutting-edge tools and methods in education. It's really, really impressive. If you press here, you can travel to the VR lecture space. Again, not gonna see this right now, but here are some rooms depending on their subject. Here are the EU and PhD projects, the high school projects, the primary education projects, of course, and meeting room. Very high tech. You can see right there and watch presentation. It's a very well designed space, and there is even a meetup point. Here it's like a lecture hall. You can sit back and listen to some of our colleagues speak or our teachers. It's beautiful. So let's go back. Okay. There's on this wall, there's a space that you will find where you will find educational posters filled with some tips or digital learning theories, program updates. It's a great way to stay informed while exploring. Let's move on with the rooms. Okay, right there. Okay, the open space. This is one of my personal favorites. It's not actually a room, as you can see, but a digitally created outdoor environment filled with trees, benches, a beautiful virtual sky, this rotating cube in the middle, some flowers. It's perfect for informal meetups, quiet reflection, or even hosting outdoor style events, maybe. This also enhances the feeling of being in a more physical like space. So, this is it. Just take a few breaths and Let's go back inside. You can jump too. Okay. Now, after the quick stroll in the park, we can visit the library. And here, instead of books, actually, there are some books, but instead of books, you will find some clickable links to educational videos, academic search engines, and other learning resources. You can click here and watch the TEDx video, or you can click here and find the link to Science Direct in order to do your research. It's actually a digital knowledge hub that's open 24/7. So you can come in here wherever and find the information you need. Here, this is a quiet place for academic staff, so let's not disturb. It's nice to know that our mentors have their own space in this virtual world too. You can also click on Zoom and meet them in a virtual space. Next to the professor's room, there is the secretary's office. I can tell that they're always helpful and approachable. This is where you can find administrative support if you need guidance or technical help navigating the space. They're here. You can follow some links. There's a QR code right there. Of course, you can always call them, they will answer and be more than happy to help. And finally, I'd love to show you my own project created during last term's virtual reality class. It should be right here. Okay, it's this one. This work was a collaborative effort with my co-student Konstantina, and it is called Design Mission for Farm Restoring by Permaculture Philosophy. I didn't know myself a lot about permaculture philosophy. I learned a lot during this project. This project explores how immersive virtual environments can foster meaningful interdisciplinary learning by combining environmental education with English language teaching. So, as you can see, we're on a farm. The farmer is here. There's an introductory video with useful information. The purpose of this assignment was to demonstrate the pedagogical design and implementation of our VR space and to reflect critically on the process of collaboration, micro teaching, and peer review evaluation. This session operates as an echoliteracy narrative. You can see, and as you can see, a neglected digital farm becomes a challenge for learners to restore. Students not merely observe, but actively design, decide, and collaborate within the immersive world. We use story based triggers to activate inquiry, emotion, and reflective learning. We begin with a short video, as I mentioned, explaining the concept and purpose of the learning experience. The session includes narration, embedded text prompts, visual signposting, and physical navigation, of course. Mystery and storytelling foster emotional involvement as students uncover meaning progressively through their avatar's role, navigating a dynamic and participatory literacy landscape. So, here in this point, students can choose their own learning path depending on their interests and proceed accordingly. Let's go through the energy path. They can enter the barn and do a quick assessment test with some follow up assignments. Here, the time limit is clearly stated. There are some helpful posters used as prompts, guidelines, and when they're done, they can post their work here at the assigned spaces and move on. So we're gonna go outside again. Now here we created an open space where students can meet and self-reflect on their journey so far. They can share ideas, they can make conclusions about the whole experience, about permaculture, about what they learned during this whole process. Now, implementing the micro-teaching asynchronously was a strategic choice shaped by the current limitations of Greek school infrastructure in order to support autonomous engagement without the need for real-time instructor presence. So anyone can enter and do the whole process asynchronous. There's no need for all students to go in together. Through this process, we aimed to create a dynamic learning experience that promotes ecological literacy, language acquisition, and learner agency, while also engaging with the practical and theoretical challenges of teaching in virtual spaces, of course. Let's move on a little bit quicker. Go back to the start. Okay, we added some quite nice details, I think. I want to say that I'm really proud of this work and I hope you enjoy exploring it. Okay, I'm going to use the portal and we're back at the reception where we begin. And that was pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour of the IMT on Spatial. You can feel free to explore more on your own, interact with others, and enjoy the experience. See you around.